Previously. X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Looks like we got our hands full.
Hello and welcome to X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show where we always have our hands full.
Maybe we'll even get lost along the way.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll get lost on purpose. What do you think, Andre?
Well, maybe. I mean, that
But
guy's
who are we?
pretty smooth operator. Oh, he's coughing. He's coughing.
All right, but who are we?
He's dying.
Who's dying over here?
He knows just what a girl wants to hear.
Coughing sounds.
That's what, yes. Well, women want to feel needed. So if you seem like you're dying, then that'll take the bucks.
They can play the Florence Nightingale thing.
That's right.
Save me on the battlefield. And that is the voice of course, my co-host.
Next year, I might even go pro.
Who might even go pro next year, pro podcasting,
I mean, Jesus, if I'm not pro already, what else is left?
Going to the pro circuit, we're sending you in. You're a ringer. You're a hungry young fighter.
Gotta be making that MeUndies money before I can in the pro.
Yeah.
Cash for mattress.
Sponsorship somewhere.
Actually, those are data references. I haven't heard of MeUndies ad on a podcast for a while.
Everyone has undies now.
I guess so. The undies supply has been filled.
Everyone's got them. We'll need them again till next.
Everyone's got their undies.
Yeah. But it's Mag Mondre over there.
That's right.
Hot stuff coming through.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hot stuff coming through.
Hot stuff coming through for those steel workers.
The whole steel industry's gate. Haven't you heard?
I know. How's it going, Andre?
Not too bad, man. How about you?
Oh,
You hurt your back, you were telling me?
I'm in excruciating pain, but I'm here.
Yeah, Evan, you got to keep your body in shape, man. As you get older,
I know.
it's going to get worse.
Well,
pretty soon you're going to have teenagers jumping all over your back every day, and then you're going to be fucked.
I get out of shape in winter because I'm seasonal.
What are you lifting? A few sandbags here and there? Come on, that's not a workout.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm sure it's heavy work you do.
I just do weird shit. Sometimes I'll hang upside down with a chainsaw to cut a branch off or something. Like, I don't know.
What are you, like a monkey? Like, that can't be safe.
Kind of. I'm pretty good in a tree. Yeah.
Are you?
Kind of like a monkey. Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about you now that you're saying things like this. Davin just falls out of a tree face first into a chainsaw because his prehensile toes didn't work the way they're supposed to for that one time. Prehensile. No,
I wish I had prehensile feet or a tail even. I just have to wrap my legs around it. But oh well,
It's not, you can't do that with a bad back.
No, I'm well. You know what? Hanging upside down from a tree is really good for the back. You just stretch it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Let the discs decompress a little. Mm-hmm. Good times. Can't wait. Winter is here right now, but spring is on the horizon. I think
we're deep into it, my friend.
The groundhog said otherwise. The groundhog.
Oh, was the groundhog nice?
No, 45 more days of winter.
Interesting.
Friggin' groundhogs. Like, get it right. He only got one job, groundhog. Shubenacadie Sam, I'm talking to you.
I'm sure he's got more than one job. Probably secure food for his groundhog family. Lodgings.
Does Shubenacadie Sam have a family? I don't even know. Maybe.
I assume they keep them at gunpoint so that he'll continue to do the job for them every year.
I suppose they gotta make him work somehow.
Yeah. You want to see your family again, Shubenacadie Sam.
You want to see Chippy again.
You're gonna do it.
Well, this has gotten dark. Let's talk about X-Men, should we?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Cats are fighting. What's going on? Hey. Oh, there they go.
Who's fighting?
Proto, Let's see.
Frodo, you have a wobbly disease. You shouldn't be scrapping with
Oh,
anyone.
that does not stop. He's getting big too.
I can see him. He's taking some swipes. Jeez, Frodo,
Yeah.
let's go.
I know. But
This is entertainment. Like our numbers are going to go through the roof with two cats fighting.
That's right.
But
it's not that kind of cat fight.
No. Hey, people. Hey, cats rule the internet.
Fight that kind of thing.
All right, let's fire this up then. There we go.
All right. Well, we're into season 2. Already, more interesting things have happened. More interesting things. Okay. At first, I thought more interesting things were happening, and then more interesting things were undone. So.
Yeah, yes, but no, some interesting more remain, but some is undone.
Well, at first I was like, "Oh, this is quite a shakeup. This is cool. This is going to change the direction of everything." And then they're like, "No, back to the way it was." And I was like,
"Well, we'll talk about it when we get there." But even still, I am way more excited about this series going forward, even just from this episode. It already feels different from season 1 in a lot of good ways. So. People keep telling us, they're like, you guys just wait. Like even Hanif said, he's just like, I don't know, this Evolution might be better than TAS for me. Isn't that what he said? We're like, what? He's like, wait.
I'd have to see some amazing shit for that to.
I'm not saying it's going to be that good, but I can see some things developing here.
All right. Well, we start season 1 or season 2, episode 1, Growing Pains with watching a soccer game.
Oh, wait, what I forgot about our banners. Welcome to X-Rated, the X-Men Anime Review Show, X-Rated Evolution. We are your hosts, Devin and Andre, and we are here to review X-Men Evolution Season 2, Episode 1, Growing Pains, written by Sidney Clark and Steve Granat, and directed by friend of the show, Frank Poor. Or... if you want to just, mix things up a little bit, we could review Growing Pains.
Man, look at that. Look at the mullet of that kid on the end there.
It's pretty good.
So
what do you think?
Beloved
Canadian review this
Robin Thicke there.
Alan Thicke.
Sorry, Robin Thicke's his kid. Yes, Alan Thicke. And then the rest, nobody cares about the rest. Kirk Cameron.
Who got into a little controversy saying he likes to have sex to his kids' music. People thought that was weird.
Kirk Cameron said that? Or
no, Alan Thicke said, because isn't his son like a singer or something?
Yeah, he sang the song Blurred Lines. Blurred Lines. Da-na-na-na-na. That was like the thing that made him. But then they got sued for it ripping off some other song.
Canadian legend Alan Thicke. Kirkland Lake, Ontario.
Good old Kirk Cameron there to the left.
Yep.
Really just
let's since we're not doing the casting game tonight, let's cast the cast of Growing Pains.
No, we're not doing that. No. One of the priorities is definitely Nightcrawler. Look at that face. That's a Nightcrawler face.
Fair enough. Kirk Cameron is Reverend Stryker. You know what? Alan Thicke kind of looks like Colossus. Look at him. He's got like that square jaw. He can play Colossus. Emma Frost there to his right.
Sure. Rogue, he's holding on to maybe.
Yep, Rogue there, and the little girl can be, like one of those young ones that Morrison brought in, like No Girl.
Cuckoos.
One of the Cuckoos. Having one of them is kind of weird.
4 other ones hanging around.
That's just the actress who plays all the Cuckoos.
That's right. They're all.
We'll talk about that later. That was a little spoiler alert.
What was that you read? Oh, you. What was that? Well, what is that? Was that?
It's gone. All right.
All
so
right.
We got a little footy playing,
little footy. We see Jean make the big play. Everybody's happy, impressing the resident bully / jock that starts to hit on her, and she's kind of cool with it. Scott's Scott offers to drive Jean home, and she says she already told Duncan, and she go home with him, and he says maybe they'll get a little lost along the way. And then Scott, in a true Nancy boy, didn't understand what exactly is going on. Was like, the way you drive, that's a certainty.
Like stomped them like bugs on a sidewalk.
Which is intent, meaning he, Scott's like trying to jag him for like not knowing how to get home, and the intention is to not get home. But anyway, So Scott's angry, driving in his car, listening to the concrete. What are they called?
Oh,
Concrete
jeez, I
Pixies or
forget
the
too.
Concrete Pyrites? I can't remember something.
They're awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, he really likes him. Which is I'll see if I have it noted here. I don't think I do. Anyway, Scott's visibly upset that Jean went home with Duncan, but the other X-Men are trying to cheer him up. And when they see a cop car go by, seeing a big accident happen, and they come off to the rescue, Scott comes to the rescue using his powers. That's the intro video, I think. Is that what's happening in here? Yeah.
And Kurt like does the crazy thing. He teleports into a falling car.
Right, yeah. So the X-Men do manage to
Very
make
quick
this safe.
teleport.
However, the news do capture Scott's red beam stopping the car.
The students are really good with their powers.
Yeah, they're X-Men. They're trained.
And they're getting better. Like,
I guess we're getting a bit ahead of it. So we had the intro there. This is the accident happens. So they crash through the wall.
oh, Rafael Navarro here says, for me, this is my favorite version of the X-Men.
Yeah, good, Raphael. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Well, I'm looking forward to see where it goes. I gotta say, like season one was it's a slow burn. In the finale, I had some issues with of season one, but I'm excited about this episode and what's coming.
You mean Magneto-apocalypse?
Magnopolis, yeah, Magnopolis is like
I like Magnopolis. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
So he'll be back, and we'll see. Maybe he'll change his tune a little bit.
X-Men
and he says he does. So.
X-Men make the save, and then cut to the X-Men.
Here we go.
See all kinds of X-Men characters.
Here we go.
Cameos.
And this doesn't get erased. So it's like stuff to be excited about. You know, this doesn't get mind wiped at the end.
So we see, I believe, Sunspot. I'm not sure who that is. Who's that?
That's Wolfsbane.
Oh, that makes sense. You have the hair. Wolfsbane, Sunspot. See Bobby Drake.
Bobby's there. Bobby Drake.
Magma. I think that's that's Boom Boom, right?
Yeah. Boom Boom's playing some trickery on Jubilee. Magma,
yes. Who has the what's her face?
Oh, and there's Cannonball there.
Cannonball. Yeah, Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee, Magma, and this is a new character just for the show. I had to look up who this guy was. His name's Berserker.
Oh, yeah, really?
Like, is he supposed to be? I was like, is he supposed to be Chamber with a lower jaw still intact, or like
this
Rusty, or like one of those characters? But
so this season would have came out after the movie, right?
This season, you would think so. This is 2001.
So
this episode came out September 29th.
Because the Jubilee that makes a cameo in X-Men 1 looks very much like this Jubilee. Like the long straight hair and the yellow jacket. Anyway,
so like my theory about that Berserker guy, I don't know what he even does, but the way there's this little throwy energy fight later, it looks like he's throwing fire or something. I feel like every time they include Iceman, they just feel like they need a fire guy.
His name is Ray. His name is Ray Crisp.
Yeah, see, I think he's gonna be a fire guy. Ray Crisp.
He can generate, absorb, and manipulate the electrical energy around him.
Okay, so he's like an electricity guy.
Electrokinesis. He can overload machinery, cause them to overheat and explode. He can redirect lightning.
Okay, so he's like Electro or something.
Kind of.
Raphael goes on to say this version of Wolverine does not have his favorite voice. I prefer to OG. Look, you can't beat Cal Dodd. He is Wolverine.
I mean, he's got the voice.
Oh, he wants to know our thoughts on Evolution's version of Mystique. She's good. She's like, I'll have to look it up, but I think she does the voice of the character. She's in this episode playing a different character.
Oh, okay.
And if it's the same, no, she's still Mystique, but she's in the guise of another person. And
in this episode?
Yep.
That's not revealed to us. You just know that already because you looked ahead?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's not fair, Devin.
Well, like I had a theory. I had to look it up. I was looking up this Berserker guy, and then I'm like, oh, wait, well, so who was that other person? And there you have it. So she's doing different voices if that's the case. If the voice actress, like she does her Mystique voice, it's very like it's a good voice, but like this other character she's playing, if it's the same voice actress, is quite a bit different. But I still think the intonation's there. I think it's the same voice actress. But we'll talk about that when we get there, or maybe I'll save it for the next point. We'll see. Yeah, I'll say make that next point.
Yeah, Wolverine makes a mention.
But to answer the question, Andre, why don't you answer the question? What do you think of this Mystique?
She's fine. You know, she's certainly the most overarching villain of season 1. It's the one you see the most and has the most interaction with everybody. I know they do
crazy things with her powers.
I know they do a lot more with her in the next season. They haven't upgraded her powers.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Jack Mystique now.
I kind of liked her Jack Mystique look. That look doesn't carry over. Just look that way when we see her next, apparently, as I mentioned in the last episode.
Oh, that was it for the Jack Mystique?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You got it.
Just kind of like toned down. Well, she's a shapeshifter. She just probably didn't like the
She look like whatever she wants.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
Yes. So, yeah, Wolverine comments that the way all these new students are coming in, they're going to need more buildings. They don't have enough staff. Blah blah blah. We see Rogue come into the.
They're fixing that in 2 episodes' time. The staffing issue.
Okay, mate. How about we just experience the show as we experience it?
I'm not.
You're giving us all these spoilers.
Else.
You're like, oh, these people are coming in. This is being dealt with. Mystique's we already know Mystique's a character here in the show now.
That's the entirety of what I know.
That's more than you should have revealed, sir. More than you should have revealed.
Well, whatever. There's more teachers coming. They had to. What's Wolverine teaching?
Gym.
He's not the gym teacher.
Oh, I don't know. You asked. I guessed. Why? What does he teach?
I don't know, but I know he's not the gym teacher.
Okay. How do you, because you know who the gym teacher is?
Yeah.
Because you looked it up?
Because it's the character I know that's coming, yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
It's all I know. That's it.
Let's just have Davin explain the next season to us right now. And then we won't have
That's all I know.
No, go ahead. Tell us everything that happened.
Well, I don't know anymore. So I'm done.
So anyway, there's a news story about a red blast stopping the car from falling. Professor X intuits that is Cyclops. So the team arrives back home and they're, accused by the senior staff about their activities. Scott says that he's having a hard time dealing with them not using their powers to help people or being out in the open about them.
I think I might have that kind of stuff.
What's the harm in letting people know?
Because many of these same people are simply not ready to embrace the fact that mutants walk the earth.
He breaks it right down, just like they don't want us to exist at all.
Well, he's like, they don't even.
Or they may not, he says.
He doesn't even know how they're going to react because nobody knows.
Which is an interesting place to set this series in a way. Like we were wondering how much mutants were known in the broader world. That answers it there. And that's kind of an interesting place to put it because at some point there's going to be the big reveal. We thought we saw it here, but anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah. So anyway,
but they seem to know about each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the ones that are under the guise of mentors like Charles and Magneto or Mystique are probably telling what's going on. Yeah, it is kind of strange. They do seem to know about each other fairly easily.
We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. So see, Havoc catching a wave and then having a video chat with Scott. This is way before Zoom and Facebook Facebook chat and all those things with video. So
that's how I know that this episode came out in September 29th, 2001, because I had to look it up for that reason. I'm like, wait a minute, what year was this? Because this looks like some pretty sweet video chat. And this would have been like back in like ICQ days. Like,
I don't know how many I guess
this did not exist. At least not up here, not up in Nova Scotia. We didn't have nothing like this in 2001. Nope. But there's some great animation. If you can just go forward a couple frames, it'll probably be there. Yeah, see, they make a lot of effort to make it look grainy. He's like, but the lines and those lines even like kind of fluctuate and stuff. Like they make it look, they try to make it look crappy for video chat of the time, but it's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's not bad, but basically, Havoc is not ready to tell the world that he's a mutant. He's dealing with this mutant thing. Has been rough, he says, on him. So he's kind of like, he's this whole mutant thing. And Scott says, "Yeah, I know." So it's like, tough to contend with in this new world. But he's still living his best beach life, doing his thing. We see Gene hanging out with Duncan. Scott
Paper
not happy
airplane.
with that. We see the
Are you
former
a good
brother
paper airplane maker, Andre?
never was good at it.
No, me neither. And kids would like make good ones, and I'd be like, "God damn it, how did they do that?" And it never worked out.
Yeah, I could never do a good one.
Art.
I don't know. Just never do it.
I bet you like origami people can make really good paper airplanes.
Think so?
Well, I bet, yeah. They probably never come down. You probably just throw it and it would just fly forever like an albatross.
Just make it like an albatross and sail around.
That would be something.
Maybe that would be a great mutant powers to make excellent paper airplanes.
I wonder if they've tried designing real airplanes after albatross. They do fly for like decades at a time. So they can stay up there.
Yeah. So then we see the former Brotherhood, getting upset with having to hide their powers as well.
They don't
We
want to
see
do it.
Rogue getting into a flirtatious exchange with this new character, purple hair.
You found this flirtatious?
I thought so. Did you?
I don't know. I thought Rogue was just trying to like make a friend with the new girl because she was just the new girl. That's the vibe I got. But who knows? We'll see.
They're introducing. Well, they never expressed.
Misty Wild, I think she says her name is. Misty
Yes, that is
Wild.
true. Because I thought about making my name a version of that, but I couldn't figure something out to make it work.
Misty Wild.
Oh, okay. So now we know who Mystique is. Thank you, Davin. Thank you, Davin. I wouldn't have known that before now, but now I guessed it just because we have a new character that's hanging around with everybody. Of course, it's her.
She came immediately back to the school as a British chick. It's pretty funny. Like the purple hair is why I looked it up. I'm like, is that supposed to be Betsy Braddock? And they just changed her name because she's British and everything too. So that's why I looked her up.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Davin.
Yeah.
So we meet the new principal, whose name is Kelly.
Principal Skelly.
This is where the Kelly.
It's ominous.
The Senator
Ominous
Kelly character
name.
comes in.
Yeah.
Avalanche is trying to impress Kitty. He uses his powers to make the room shake a little bit, and Kitty kind of laughs at it. So then he goes all in and really makes a whole, like, really shakes up the room, in which the scoreboard almost falls on the new Principal Kelly. But
he's crushing hard on old Kitty there.
He is. Then she's saved by Jean Grey, who used her powers to make the board not hit them. But Kelly, shows
a crazy thing to do.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Kelly shows he's pretty charismatic.
And cool is like so cool, like ridiculously cool.
Mm-hmm.
Since when is Bayville on a fault line?
He almost got crushed to death, and 2 seconds later, he's just like, "We won't even address the fact that I was almost crushed to death, or the fact that it magically missed me." But,
he reminds me of the cool Dean from The Simpsons when Homer goes back to college. Hey, my name's Dean Patterson. You can just call me Bobby. If any of you want to talk about any if you have any problems, just come talk to me. I'll be happy to sit and rap with you at any time. And if you just want to jam sometime, I used to be the bass player for the Pretenders. He just pulls out a bass guitar. Just does a great bass riff. Take some of the starch out of that stuffed shirt. Yeah, Skelly does recover quite nicely.
John Franklin says that X-Men vs. Terminator crossover comic would be cool. I mean, I think, how would you play that? Well, we'll see. If it was just like the Schwarzenegger's character versus the X-Men, he'd be in real big trouble. You'd have to do something like sending the X-Men into the future, into that.
Isn't that like Bishop's whole storyline?
Yeah, there you go.
He's
Go read the
He's
Bishop
basically John Carter from the future warning us about the evil machine, which is Nimrod.
stuff. Did you say John Carter?
Or sorry, John
Connor.
No, John Connor's the kid from the present. Kyle Reese. He's Kyle Reese from
Kyle
the future.
Reese. Right.
Warning us about the evil robot Nimrod coming to enslave humanity in the future. So
Pretty much it, yeah.
he's already got it.
They like to riff on aliens.
Nimrod seems way worse than the Terminator.
Oh, way worse. 100% way worse.
So a bit of an altercation between the Brotherhood when she's still not getting the hint and still hitting on Kitty. Scott Hamill's going to fight, but Kitty stops them, so they don't get seen. This kind of resonates with Avalanche because he's like, well, why can't we be seen? We see Principal Kelly introducing the big game.
Fair comment. I like that they're finally getting into that kind of stuff.
The kids are like, well, Mystique said the kids are like, Mystique said we had to hide this, and they're like, well, screw Mystique, she's not here now. So they're ready.
Isn't she?
Well, we all know that she is now. Davin. Thanks, Davin.
Literally everybody listening to this, except us, has seen this whole series.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So don't worry.
Well aware of this.
You of ruining things.
No, I want to be this.
That's why I'm here.
I want to keep being upset by it. Makes me happy.
Okay. I know. You love playing the curmudgeon.
I'm not a curmudgeon.
I'm gonna tickle your belly next time I see you.
I'm gonna punch you right in
your belly.
Right in your. You tickle my belly, I'll punch you right in your jejunum.
I don't know where that is, so I might have to tickle you just to see.
Better go look it up. Otherwise, you'll be quite surprised when I hit you there.
Oh wow! Well, I'd rather be surprised. I don't want to know it's coming.
It's in your chest. So anyway, we see.
My back's better though, please.
Oh no! I guess you'll go right for the lower back.
Actually, if you could hit this one spot, that would be amazing.
I was doing deadlifts today at the gym, so if you want to. Maybe we'll just I'll challenge you to a deadlift contest and see how well you fare.
Oh, I'll surprise you.
No, I'm sure you'd be strong enough, but it'll probably fuck up your back worse.
Actually, if we do one of those things like strongman contest where you have to pick up that big Atlas stone and walk with it as long as you can, I'll challenge you to that one.
Well, I should probably be all right with that. I used to do the caber, like all the Island game stuff when I was a kid.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm in trouble. You ever did the caber toss?
I sure did.
Can you flip the caber?
Oh, I can flip the caber.
Oh yeah. I might be in trouble in this Atlas stones. We'll see how it goes.
So we see the Brotherhood work together to, basically the others aren't sure about it, but Avalanche tells them this time we should tell the world who we are. For some reason, Charles is here to watch this game.
I got that. This is good.
Right.
My name's Lance. I also call myself Avalanche because I'm a mutant.
I got so excited when he said that. I got so excited. It was like my heart started to beat faster. My jaw probably hit the floor. I was like, oh, this series just went next level. Like I was so excited. I almost messaged you. I'm like, no, I'm gonna see how this plays out.
That's right. Me and Toad and Bob and Quicksilver here, we're all mutants. Or indifferent. What you might call
I can't
freaks.
believe he's doing this.
Yeah, I call my friend Blob. What of it?
What of it?
But man, Avalanche is kind of an interesting character. This is definitely the best Avalanche version because he doesn't usually get much to do. But
no,
let's make Avalanche the main character almost.
They're pretty like he was only in one episode as a henchman on the original series.
He showed up in the background more times at least.
Yeah, but he's only once.
Been just the one time he had speaking.
Yeah, so
in the bar.
Basically, they want to take over. Blob's fucking throwing around the mascot, which is a giant phoenix. Don't think that wasn't lost on us, by the way. People who created the show. So then the X-Men come to the safety. Kelly calls the police. There's a big fight between the X-Men and the Brotherhood. To which
I got one more of these. This is a good one.
There's lots of mutants at Bayville High. Scott Summers over there, he's one, and so's Jean Grey, your big soccer star, and most of their pals over at the Xavier Institute, which is kind of a school for weirdo mutant nerds.
Nerds.
It's like not only am I gonna like come out of the closet, if you will, for my own personal reasons. I'm gonna out everybody else. Like you guys just like now they just became the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in that moment. Like I was so excited.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a nice moment. Watch your hand there. Watch your hand there, Nightcrawler.
He's watching it. He's watching.
right,
He's being
all right.
very careful.
So there's a big showdown between the Brotherhood of the Mutants. Storm shows up and gets involved too. Storm says like, what are we gonna do? Everyone knows now. Professor X says, well, I can use my power to stop it. She says that's too much even for you. But he tries anyhow. It manages to wipe all of their minds, except when he just trying to wipe Kelly's, he has a bit of a like not a stroke, but some kind of pass out because he overextended his powers. So he comes to. We find out that it worked. Nobody remembers, but on all the tape that was being recorded was some kind of magnetic interference happened and caused the tape not to record anything. So it makes him ponder if Magneto might still live, which of course we all can assume he does. And if he had a part in this to play, I guess time will tell. Oh, excuse me. So
we record these late in our time zone.
Yes, we do. And
there's at least one yawn every episode.
I've been
but
working
we're not
all day, and I still have work to do. So much work to do. And and then, but he says he's not 100% sure that he passed out before he could finish Kelly, so he can't be sure that Kelly was completely wiped, and that some lingering suspicions about mutants might still be in there. And then we get this ominous shot of him looking at the window.
Yeah, those things like that are never perfect. Like there's definitely going to be people who just remember more than others, or like have vague intuitions or feelings.
Well, I know somebody mentioned that the world finds out that they're all mutants eventually, and I thought this was it. And I was like, oh, cool. This is shaking it up. This is where we get it. Like,
I actually said, I might even said this out loud to myself while watching this. I'm like, they're going to have to mind wipe everybody. Like, they're going to have to mind wipe everybody, or this series just went crazy, and I love it. But they did.
Yeah, I would have much rather just go crazy.
The good thing about that, though, I hope, is that, like, you can't keep going to that barrel. Like, so hopefully that's the last mind wipe. You know? They can't just have him keep doing that. So Raphael says Lance is a combination of Richter and Avalanche from the comics, from what he remembers from another podcast. Interesting. They take the two characters with the same powers.
Champion.
In kind of what?
Wendy Richter, former WWE Women's Champion. Is that who he's talking about?
I don't know who that is. Maybe.
All right.
Andy Richter, former
Wendy Richter. Oh yeah, Andy Richter. Yes.
Conan O'Brien?
I believe it's Andy's sister.
Yeah, well, probably. But that's interesting. Just kind of combine the two characters with the same powers, smash them together. Interesting. You can see it. He looks more like Richter. So, yeah, interesting.
What about Quake?
Oh, we're losing Andre.
Daisy Quake.
We're losing Meg Mondre over there.
Meg Mondre. And he's fucking tired, dude. I got a busy life, and I have to spend half my day working to make fucking graphics for this show.
We appreciate it, don't we, everybody?
And then if I don't do it right away, I get several messages from Devin immediately after to ask him where.
Right away, he says I was impatient. I'm like, dude, I waited till 3 hours before the show to message you about
3 hours. No, it wasn't 3 hours. It was way before that.
Normally, it would be days before, like when I.
It was yesterday, and then I didn't do it yesterday because I wasn't home. And then today, I'm doing all this work I got to catch up on. And I get a message in the middle of the day. Where's my graphic?
Hey man, I got
to my family,
and I got like no free time because I have 2 kids. We make this shit happen. Neither of us have time for any of you. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. That's right.
No.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. It's a good time. Good time.
So let's rate this one, shall we? I suppose we should do that. All right, here's our ratings from 1 to X. This one is my favorite one of the series so far by a pretty significant. Even with the mind wipe, it would have been insane without the mind wipe. But even with it, like the introduction of all the new characters, that's one thing we've been complaining about too. And like through those new characters, that'll make a bigger world too, because they'll all have their little stories that connect to a bigger part of the world. So that's good. 9.
Also 9. Great episode.
Mm-hmm.
We are in accordance.
Like it makes Lance a super significant character now, because he could just do this again. Like, or did like Xavier and put something in his mind? We're like, no, you never want to tell anyone you're a mutant. Like, that seems to be his motivation now. Unless he gets taken under Misty's wing now, and she tries to steer him in another direction, or maybe
who we now know
Principal Kelly. Like, so you think he's going to become like a mutant hater or something? Like,
well, he's supposed to be Senator Kelly. I'm assuming he's a stand-in
I don't know.
for Senator Kelly. Well, I call him Kelly. If it's not,
it's ominous. I agree, but I'm interested to see.
I assume he's
such a nice fella. He was so jovial. How can he be a mutant hating monster?
I assume he is a stand-in for Senator Kelly.
Well, that would be disappointing because he seems
maybe
so
he's like
nice.
a long brother or something. I don't know.
Terrible. I'll be very disappointed. Now for our uncanny X points. You go first. Whoa, kitty noises. Oh no,
cat noises.
Cardboard box in here. They're gonna freak out. That's a very big cardboard box. Miles, hold it together, man.
We're ahead of my point here. Damn, where'd it go? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, yes. Unlike in all other X-Men productions, Principal Kelly's first name is Edward instead of Robert, as he is normally known as Robert Kelly when he is Senator Kelly. So whether he's a different Kelly, I think it's obviously supposed to be the same-ish character done in this show. He's not a senator.
If his name was Principal Robert Kelly, for sure he would be.
Devin, come on. Why would they call him Kelly otherwise?
Well, I'm just saying there's a little bit of question there. If it was Principal Robert Kelly, I'd be like, yep, he's gonna like start persecuting this mutant students. And
I mean, the whole episode is tinged to make you think that he's probably going to start. So
maybe we'll see.
This is, do you know more because where'd you go? Why is the guy from Star Trek on here?
Hold on.
Jesus. Anyway, yes. So I totally believe that this is supposed to be Senator Robert Kelly. An analog for him, just given a different name. This time he is Edward Kelly.
I'm back, baby.
All right.
That happened last podcast I did too. My mic seems to be like glitching. It's always something.
Well, it only took us 6 years to get the noise figured out, so maybe we'll figure this one out sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're next up.
All right. Well, what's my first one here? Jean and Scott. So this one kind of pushed their romance a little more. And normally I'm like, I don't care because they push it so hard in the movies and other iterations of the X-Men, the Jean and Scott relationship. I'm like, I don't care. But like, I didn't realize I missed it until they brought it back. Like as soon as he got annoyed, I'm like, yeah, okay, Jean and Scott, there's a thing. I'm like, this is good. This feels like comfort food. And it made me happy. So I'm glad to see that that's happening.
My second point. This episode was originally scheduled to air on September 15th, 2001.
2 weeks
delayed. That was delayed due to, what do you think, Davin, happened around September of 2001?
Was there a football game? Or no, I know. A day that shall live in infamy. Yes, I know where I was at the moment.
That was Pearl Harbor, but yes, due to the events of September 11th attacks, 3 scenes were cut from this episode, which is also part of my point.
I was in economics class.
Yes. So, I'm not sure why particular these events were, but these particular scenes, but due to events of it, 3 scenes were cut from the episode. Jean Grey telekinetically destroying Principal Kelly's cell phone when he tries to call the police, I believe. Rogue getting crushed by bleachers, and Lance and Kitty rescue scene, which was in this version. They were despite being pulled from the release, the deleted scenes were included in the international and the DVD releases. So I'm guessing that's the version I have and I watched. So yeah, I'm not sure why those particular ones were troublesome in the events of what was going on, but it was a chaotic time.
It was. A lot of things got changed for that reason. Like in different media.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, my next.
Remember that tone deaf Spider-Man comic they put out when that happened? The black covered issue where all the heroes are like helping out in New York during 9/11.
Did you found that tone deaf? Did it get slack for that? Like for being tone deaf?
I don't know if it did at the time, but I don't know. I remember I thought
was it like to raise money for anything or something?
No,
like that? Like
I don't know. It was just an issue. It was just an issue, you know. The thing that I thought was funny about it was like there are villains helping out too, and at one point you see Doctor Doom with tears in his eyes.
Oh, the Doctor Doom sheds a tear thing.
Yeah.
Is that from? No, that's
like I'm not like I don't know if I need the real world in getting into my comics world that much. I like when they.
If it happened in Latveria in Doom shed a tear, maybe.
I mean, this guy's tried to destroy the world several times. Why, why would this? Or other like Kingpin and like Juggernaut and other people are having. I know there's like Kingpin's very New York character, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, it just seemed very like. I remember I did a book report on it in school, and I remember the time I was a kid and I thought
cried. Can you believe it? And your teacher's like, "What?"
Well, I was like, it was like 2000. I was like a young teenager, or not a young teenager. I guess 2000. 2001. I would have been 11. So 11 or 12. So it's like,
what?
Yeah, no, that's all right. I would have been.
I was in grade 11 at the time.
Sorry, I would have been in grade 11, meaning I heard 10,
Yeah,
10 or 11. So meaning I would have been 15, 16.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was like this really touching thing, and I like about how they made this nice, comic, and then my teacher like made a comment about, she's like, I think it was like I put like a fitting tribute or something, and then she put like a question mark beside it, and I didn't realize till I got older and came across that I think she agreed, and the more I thought about it, the more like, not so much, but hey, whatever.
I did a book report on professional wrestling once.
Nice. What book did you read?
And a speech.
Was it a wrestler's autobiography you read or something?
No, it was different times. In elementary school in grade 6, I did a speech on professional wrestling in a contest. I didn't win, but I made it to the finals.
That's good.
And I did a book report in like grade 7. No. Yeah, grade 8. Something like that. I was big into it back in those days. Now I have a sore back, so I can't watch professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Are you watching the Rumble this weekend, or did they tell me there was a Rumble?
It was last weekend.
Oh.
It was Saturday. I watched part of it. I haven't finished it yet. I was actually emceeing a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu event. I was the
really
announcing people that came down for their matches and stuff.
I was going to say, do you have any expertise in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
No, I'm just announcing. The announcing portion is very similar to the wrestling portion, which I'm very familiar with, obviously.
Was it like a contest where somebody wins in a medal or something at the end? Or?
No, the main event was the first, I think, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu youth main event. There were kids in this. It was like 10-year-olds. It was like it was a mixture of like young kids and adults. So it was kind of cool. Although like one guy,
adults fighting kids, they disgust me. I'm not.
Ages are matched up. At one point, a guy grabbed another guy's ankle and it made this audible pop really loudly, like a snap, and the whole audience could hear it. Everyone went, "Oh!" and then the ref like called the match, and the guy that like we thought broke his ankle just got up. He's like, "No, I'm fine, man. It was just a kink or whatever." And then he's like, "Nah, man, that's it." And then I remember like you saw the other guy walk off, and I remember like I would swear that guy's ankle was broken. It was brutal.
Well, he walked off.
He was fine. He was fine. Got kids doing guillotine chokes and shit. It was great.
Could be like crap popping your knuckles, I guess.
I guess so.
He can pop his ankles.
All right, yeah. So that's my second next point.
All right. Well, my second will be Kirby Morrow is, R.I.P. Gone too soon. A really good Cyclops. Like he's a very good Cyclops. He seems to get the assignment. Like he's not trying to play Cyclops as like a nerd or a dick. Like I like James Marsden, but he didn't quite get the assignment, and that's probably Bryan Singer's fault, maybe not Brian Marsden's fault. But like Cyclops is kind of cool, but like still very much the wanting to impress Xavier and be the Boy Scout in a way as well. But he's also like in a bit of a rebel too. He gets it. There's some complexities there, and he's pulling it off. I like this Cyclops.
Cool. Yeah, he's cool. I like him too. All right, for my next point, you have to share my screen.
Okay.
This episode's the first appearance of this character. Who do you think this is, Devin?
Quentin Guire.
Nope.
No.
If I told you his name, Weber Torque, would that help?
Weber Torque.
He sits behind Kitty during the school assembly. And you
Weber
see him
Torque.
when Lance and him are...
No. Weber Torque. That's not a name that rings a bell, actually, which is odd.
Okay.
Torque. Who is it?
He's Arcade.
Weber Torque is Arcade's name.
I don't know if that's his name in the show. The Weber Torque's his name in the show. I don't know if that's his name in the comics, but he is the Arcade.
Arcade is at the school. Oh,
no, at the regular school, not the mutant school. But yes, he's a student at the regular Bayview school.
Oh wow!
Or Bayville school.
I am excited.
There's
so many exciting things about this episode.
That will show up later. He will be appearing in a more substantial role in the future.
A 10 without the mind wipe. With the mind wipe, a 9.
Yeah, there you go. Arcade making his first.
That's
appearance.
exciting. Did you look up who characters were, Andre? Why don't you just let us find out when the time comes?
I did right now. The time is now.
It for me and the X.
The time is just now. That's not as big a deal as me telling you that one character is secretly being played as secretly another character in disguise. Come on. Totally. I'm like, hey, look, here's a guy in the background that shows up later as Arcade. And you're like, oh, hey, this character that we're getting to know and love is secretly not the character we think he is.
So my next point is kind of just speculation, really. What is Mystique doing back here so soon at the school?
What's she gonna do?
Like, is she still working for Magneto?
You're a shape changer that can do whatever you want. Why are you even fucking around at the school anymore? Go.
That's what I mean. If she's not working for Magneto anymore, what's she doing there?
Who knows? Gotta find out. Maybe she's checking in on her daughter and her son.
Well, that could be, but that would be showing more parenting than I think Mystique's capable of. But
we'll see. Had a hard run. She's had a hard run.
She tried to escape with him. She tried to save her baby.
And then when she didn't, she just gave up any and all communication or attempts to connect them again. Totally done. It's over.
I was going to be
tried once and I failed, so I'll never try.
I haven't seen them since.
My fourth next point is when Sunspot's running around and crashes into multiple men. He falls into multiple versions of himself, but not only does he, the items he's carrying does as well.
I did notice that as well. That's interesting.
So he's more hologram than actual splitting. We'll have to see. Hey, what's your fourth point?
This Berserker character.
Pretty hung up on this guy we saw for one panel.
Well, I mean, we asked Steven and Frank why this Spike character, why come up with this new character just for the show, and they said it was for like diversity reasons, basically. But like that's not the case with this Berserker character. So like, why, when you're like basically setting up the New Mutants, and you don't even have Mirage or Ileana there, why this Berserker character, other than my theory earlier of they want but he's not even a fire guy, so that makes no sense. So why this character? Like, what's the point? Like, is that going to be explained? Like, why not show us Magic or, Chamber or one of these types of characters? Might be too early for Chamber. Generation X might not be out yet. But, they could do other New Mutants characters. Just no Cypher. They didn't show us Cypher.
We get Matt Frewer either.
Or Karma. Or Karma.
Chameleon?
So, what? Yeah, the Karma Chameleon? Yeah.
Come and go. Anyway, yep. So my final point is, where is it? The school bus that got saved from the Westchester School District was from the Westchester School District in the comics. Professor Xavier's school was in the Westchester County, New York, just inside the fictitious General Salem Center. So, little nod to the original comic source material. I thought that was fun.
All right. Well, my last one, just mutant issues. I'm glad that they're kind of getting into that more. Before it was more just kind of high school issues and that sort of stuff. And trying to I guess this whole Mystique Xavier sort of dynamic kind of thing. But now they're actually getting into the broader world and how mutants feel in that world. And Cyclops was having just as much struggles with it as Avalanche was in this episode. So yeah, I really like this episode. I was very tempted to give it a 10 just because it set up so much and got me excited for what's to come. So,
yeah, no, it's certainly a good start to the season, paving way for some interesting stuff.
Your complaint on at least several times in our reviews has been there's just no characters. We don't even have any names to choose from. We're just using the same names. Yep. They drop 10 characters on us in this episode. It's here, take your names, Andre.
Yes, it's almost as if they heard me and listened.
It's almost like they went back in time and changed the show just to make you happy, Andre. You really made an impression on Stephen E.
I mean, if time travel exists and that's what they use it for, I'd be deeply upset.
Yeah. Well, there's worse things they could have done. Yeah. All right. Moving.
Hey, check it.
Hey, check it. This is our comic reminiscences and recommendations segment. You go first, Andre.
Well, if you need something the size of a phone book, and also something that you could club a home invader to death with, why not pick up the G.I. Joe?
Times.
The G.I. Joe compendium of all of Larry Hama's run in the original Marvel G.I. Joe series. This is part one.
Are you a G.I. Joe guy or more just a Hama guy? I'm a Larry Hama fan, but
more of a Hama guy. But I did love these comics when I was a kid. I mean, it's to read them again. Yeah, I had some of the toys. I mean, this comic really was way better than it had any right to be, making a comic based on
silent issue in there,
the one with Snake and Storm Shadow of the big fight.
Yeah,
that's the episode the
legendary issue.
But this is a huge volume that has
insanely thick.
This is only volume
1. Make it 2.
I think there's 4 of them that encompass the entire run of this. Yeah. Once they're all out, this is only the first one. But this is issues 1 to 50. The 50 issues of the GI.
50 issues in there?
Yes, there is.
That's too many. That's
and
too
it's
many
on,
for one book.
And the print is the fun newsprint, the it's not just glossy.
I miss newsprint, man.
Yeah, it's nice. So it's cool, man. It's got some really cool.
Newsprint. Does it smell like? Does it smell good?
Oh yeah. A little musty in the right way.
Newsprint.
So good.
Newsprint.
Yeah,
kids
great.
Today, if you're listening, newsprint.
So this is a hell of a. I think it was I think it wasn't that expensive. Well, yeah, it's about $100. But it's insane. 50 comics for $100 is pretty good.
Yeah,
that's 50 cents an issue if I did my math right. So, well worth it. Read that, and then club a home invader death with it.
You didn't do your math right.
I did not.
No.
$2 an issue.
There you go.
It's tired. I'm tired and
better than that. Well, you know what? I was having trouble thinking of a recommendation, so I'm probably just going to do one I did before, which is Hope I didn't unplug anything right there. Because if you listen to the Graphic Histories podcast, as I do, and you all should, today's episode was Mark Oakley, and you and Aunt Mark were talking about, Nick Bradshaw for a little bit. And Nick did this cover and signed it for me. But, I've probably recommended this one before, but for reasons that you may find out in a few moments, I have Spider-Man on the mind as well as X-Men. So check out Spider-Man and the X-Men. When did this come out? Early 2000s. But check it out. We comment all the time on how funny Sauron is in this, but I want to turn everyone into... I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn everyone into dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs is great.
It's one of the best lines ever. Yeah,
Jason Aaron really knocked it apart for that.
Yeah, really did. So check out Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Plus, Stegron. Everybody, you're telling to hang out with Stegron.
Hey, Stegron's cool too. You don't see him as often. So
whose name is actually was John Stegron or something stupid like that. So like his last name is actually Stegron. It's not just a seemingly sounding dinosaur name that he's given for some reason. So dumb. I love comics.
Yes, I'm in my pajamas, everybody. It's late and my back hurts.
You look like the guy that from Pulp Fiction that gives them the needle to save Uma Thurman's life. Remember when the guy looks like
I
Kurt
used
Cobain?
to be that guy.
Yeah. That's what you look like right now. I believe they wanted Kurt Cobain to play that part, but he died.
He did, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Here, Lulu.
All right, next segment. Let's roll along here.
You didn't give your comic recommendation. Oh, yeah, you did.
I fucking you get me about my math here, and I just did a whole segment about my giant G.I. Joe.
Lulu's here.
Cat's there. He's squeaking away. Hey, Lulu.
Oh. She's silly. All right. Well, all right. Let's move on to another segment 10. Your favorite one.
But I like movies.
Which is fine.
You know what? It's not fine.
It's not? Oh, no.
Nope.
Why is it fine?
Because you just want to talk about them all the time.
Fine. All right. I want to tell you about, I'm going to suggest a movie about a character who does see evil, perceives to see evil creatures disguised as regular humans wandering around, like these mutants are seemingly perceived by some humans when it's revealed that they're mutants. This particular character only has one method of being able to see them, and that's by wearing a pair of sunglasses.
That
is, they live.
Are they mutants? They're not mutants.
No, they're aliens, but still, it
aliens.
talks about a threat hiding amongst regular humanity without regular humanity knowing it.
I'm almost out of bubble gum someday.
Okay, so you're here to kick ass and chew bubble gum?
Yep.
And I'm all out of bubble gum. A line that was
like Girl's version of that. I'm here to eat nuts and kick butts, and we're almost out of nuts.
I like that. That's really good. Yeah, no, man, it's fun. It's a great movie. Watch it again. John Carpenter's the man. Just go watch it. Just go watch it and enjoy and love.
Keith David's great in it. And the rowdy one himself, Roderick Toombs.
Roddy Piper, that's right.
Yeah. Good recommendation. Good recommendation. What did I watch?
I tried to keep
watched
it on
Gladiator 2 yesterday.
It sucks.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It just
sucks is hard, but it's
okay. But
it's very similar to the original. And the stuff they retconned to make it more connected to the original is really dumb. Like them retconning that the kid was his son the whole time is really dumb.
Yeah. I didn't much care for it. To be honest.
I would have rather them just make a movie about Denzel Washington's character. His story was cool. Way more interesting. They should have shown his story to where that would have been way more interesting. Yeah. It would have been a gladiator story because he was a gladiator at one point, and he could have done all that. Slave turned emperor would have been way more interesting.
Agreed.
That monkey though was
he's coming in for Black Panther 3. Denzel Washington. He's probably going to play Akiba. I think that's how you say that name.
Who's that?
He's this villain from the Christopher Priest run.
Oh, really?
I've been expecting this character ever since like Black Panther 1. I'm like they're gonna do this character, and because he's just kind of like he does some magic and stuff too, I think, but he's from like Nigeria. But it's just more like a regional rival. There's like tensions between like his country and Wakanda, and it's just more personal. And I've been waiting for this character. I think that's who he's playing, though. I wanted Denzel Washington to play Blue Marvel.
Oh, he would be good in that role for
Oh,
sure.
so good. Blue Marvel's such a good character. We'll see, but whoever he'd be great as Akiba too. So
yeah, that would be interesting. I'm surprised to see him doing a Marvel movie. It seems like beneath him.
Well, everyone says that until they're in one.
So they drive a dump truck full of money up to his house. He's not made of stone.
Don't you know the next Captain America movie is going to be directed by Martin Scorsese himself?
That would be fucking amazing.
That's a get, right?
The one that's coming out now, the one with the fucking Red Hulk in it and the leader. And all
No,
that?
the next one. The next one.
Okay.
Captain America 6.
Scorsese will be 90 years old. He's directing.
Maybe he'll do the next Thor instead.
He is, how old is Scorsese? He is 82 years old.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Speaking of which, he mentioned recently his favorite movie from 2024 was a movie called I Saw the TV Glow. Which, if you haven't seen it, it's a very odd little movie, but it's interesting. I don't think you would like it, but I think there are people out there that would. It's sort of about.
Doesn't have mutants or spaceships, Devin. Get out of here.
It's sort of about nostalgia, about like remembering the TV shows that you loved and maybe them not being as good as you remember them as a kid. It's sort of about a life not realized. It's sort of
like
the
something I might enjoy.
The whole thing, it's very slow. The whole thing's like an allegory for, I think, like not coming out or living your true self as a life, and repressing those things in any form, I guess. I know I think the filmmaker that made it is transgendered, so it's probably related to the themes of the story. But it's very interesting and very low budget. But they do some really cool stuff with it. So anyway, there's an extra recommendation for you.
Interesting. Well, you know what? We're going to give the casting a rest for a few weeks, I think, and try something else on here. What?
I'm Peter Parker. How about you?
Kick his ass, Seabass!
Why is that in there?
Oh, you didn't catch that in the episode? Okay,
no.
So let's talk about this.
Well, we're not going to watch the episode.
No, we're not. We're just going to chat about it for a minute. This is our little mini review in our new segment called Webheads, as you can see from the great graphic there. Yeah, because we may be mutant lovers, but we are also webheads. Huge Spider-Man fans.
Mm-hmm.
Andre and
I have a Spider-Man tattoo.
There you have it. And if I've considered making a Spider-Man thing my first tattoo many times, and I've always never done it. There it is. I hear a baby crying.
I can kind of hear it too.
Really? Oh no.
No, not really. Just a little bit.
Well, so we're here to talk about the first episode of your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, entitled Amazing Fantasy. Good name. Opening thoughts? What do you think?
I didn't hate it. I liked it. It was fine. It didn't blow me away though. Did it blow you away? Were you like super happy with it?
I'm super happy with aspects of it. Did the story of the first episode blow me away? No. I mean, it was just kind of the origin story. It's interesting that they kind of made it like a symbiote spider, it would seem.
Yes, and also
going to have some connection to the
queuing into. I mean, this can't be in continuity with the MCU.
No, it's not. It's a different universe, they've said.
So, I mean, I would just like.
Cumberbatch is strange, though.
Yeah, that's fine. Is Tom Holland Spider-Man in this too?
No, it's the Hudson Thames, I think his name is. He's the guy who plays Spider-Man in the What Ifs as well.
Oh, okay. Why not just... Let's wait 1 second. I gotta... God, come on. Remind me later. Start planning for my Windows 10 end of support screen. Like, why can't we just... Like, we already have a realistic Spider-Man that's, you know, going to college or going to high school and like dealing with all these problems. Why do we need to just do that again, slightly different on a TV show? Why can't we just do a Spider-Man show? Like, just do it like Spider-Man 88 or 90, whatever, but like a modern version of it. Like with all the villains,
you
the
just
colorful
would
costumes.
rather like a pickup of an old series than a new
No, even just a new one, but just do one where it's like a real, like a comic book adaptation. We get all the characters and the bright colors and costumes, and like they're
What do you
keeping
think
it
this is?
like a down to earth, more ultimate version of it, where it's like dealing with this high school life. It's just like the X-Men cartoon we're watching. It's like more about
Evolution. You think this is Spider-Man Evolution?
Yes, it 100% is. I mean, we get characters that we're probably going to see change and do whatever, but I'd much rather see. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen this so many times before. We're just seeing it again, slightly different. But I guess that's like everything nowadays. I do like aspects of the character. I just feel like lately they've been really doubling down on like teen drama aspects, and maybe it's because we're watching so much this X-Men cartoon. And
and they're setting up the Young Avengers and stuff too.
The X-Men movie, like the Spider-Man movies, are this. Like literally everything we're seeing in this is basically the last 3 Spider-Man movies with slightly different origin story.
Yeah, he even goes to the same high school. They blow it up, but he was going to go to Midtown High.
They gave him a gay friend this time instead of Gangy, and he like gets his powers from an interdimensional spider, which they've already done in Spider-Verse. But like, I'm not saying everything's like you can't do it because it's already done before, because everything's been done before. But I don't know. It's just going to be a lot of like interpersonal high school drama with a little bit of superhero stuff sprinkled in, and I'd much rather more superhero stuff.
See, I think it's going to be more superhero-y than you think. I mean, in the very first opening episode, we get Doctor Strange, a symbiote monster, like Nico Minoru. I don't know. I think this thing's going to get pretty crazy and be a lot of the superhero stuff you're looking for. I don't think this like prototype costume is going to last very long. Like maybe another episode. Well, I know it's in the next episode, but like I think that's going to disappear soon. There's already been teases of like a white suit, like the old Fantastic Four suit.
But like he's in the Fantastic Foundation or whatever.
Yeah. Future Foundation. I like the animation. I like this comic style quite a bit. I like that Norman Osborn's cornrows make sense now. I think I like this more than you do.
Oh, for sure. I don't hate it. It's fine.
I see your points.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. It's fine.
We have seen like high school Spider-Man a lot of times.
Oh wait, is his friend the girl from Runaways?
Yeah, it's Nico Minoru.
Oh my god, I didn't put that together until just now. That's fun.
Yeah, she's like my favorite Runaway. Her and Molly. So I was excited. I'm like, it's gonna be Peter and like Nico, because it's always Nico. It's interesting who they make as friends. Like there was that Spider-Man series where it was like him and Power Man and Iron Fist and White Tiger.
Oh, the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Which I love that series, but I'm like, that's an interesting friend group choice. This one is very interesting. Start to it. His friend group, Nico Minoru. I'm sure she's a witch. She's wearing a weird thing around her neck.
So Doctor Strange is not Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, it's not.
It's Robin Atkin Downs is his name.
Oh, okay. I thought he did it because he did it in What If. But
oh wow! Just looking at the guest list of actors,
Phil Lamar's in there somewhere.
Well, Charlie Cox is Daredevil, isn't it?
Yes.
And
well, way to skip ahead and ruin the series for us.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we know Daredevil's in the series.
It
feels horrible. I can't believe I did that to you.
Hugh Dancy is who I love. I hope you like it. Dose Your Own Medicine. Hugh Dancy, who I love from Hannibal, the TV show. He's Otto Octavius, which is great.
Oh, we get Otto. Stop spoiling stuff. This is too much.
Tony Stark and Iron Man's in it.
I was not. What I did was not nearly this bad.
Guess who does the voice?
You, sir, are a monster.
Guess who does the voice for Wilson Fisk and the Kingpin? Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio, the guy who plays Wilson Fisk and the Kingpin, live action. Yeah, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is in this.
Would you stop?
Hey, the Scorpion's in here too. It's great.
Oh my god! All right, I'm ending the show.
Hey, Big E is in this from the WWE. They don't say what his role is, but that's cool.
I don't even know who that is.
From the New Day? I guess you haven't watched it in a long time.
No.
What? My God. All right, well, there's some cool stuff here. I mean, there's lots to come out of it. I just want to see him fight some more supervillains. And it sounds like we may be getting that as we go along.
See,
so
I think you're going to get the series you want. And I like the animation. I like this portrayal of Peter. Like they showed that he was, he had this heroic instinct before he even had the suit on.
Oh, there's cool people in here.
But you stop. You're ruining the series for yourself.
Shut up. I'm just going to tell you all these villains that are showing up. This is changing my opinion of it. No, come on. We got Speed Demon, who I don't know if I've ever seen in a cartoon before.
No, we haven't.
Chameleon, obviously. The Tarantula. We haven't seen him very often.
Tarantula.
I love him. I hope he's super Hispanic. That'd be awesome. The Unicorn.
He will be.
Donovan. Benjamin Donovan, Big Ben. Matt Gargan. Yeah, we had some cool ones in here.
I'm telling you, this is going to be the Spider-Man series you want.
It's a character called Butane. That's a new one. Oh, it looks like they gender swapped Kirk Connors. He's a woman now. Carla.
Yeah,
Connors.
we saw him in this episode.
Oh, right, yes. Oh, and Amadeus Cho
was
in
in
here
the
too.
second episode. I'm not sure. Yeah, we saw Cho as well. It's in that group of students.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, maybe it'll turn around. I want to.
I'm telling you, it's going to be wacky.
Sure, it'll be fun. The first episode didn't blow me away, but that doesn't mean I won't like the others.
Yeah, I would give. Well, let's rate this episode.
You waiting for me? 7.
I'll give this episode an 8. But I'm excited. I think the series is going to be pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I love Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's great. So
exactly.
I would very much like to see a continuation of the old cartoon, though. That'd be nice. I know there's talks of it. It'd be cool.
There's talks.
Talks.
We'll be there. We'll be there when it.
You know what they say? You know what they say?
At Webheads.
Money talks and what walks? Bullshit.
What do you think of the animation?
I love the animation.
It's pretty cool. Cool. And they even do cells at times too. They really do the comic book thing. I
feel like I read somewhere that Norman Osborn was supposed to be a black character. He was just colored wrong, and they ran with it.
I've heard that too, and that again makes the cornrows make sense.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not 100% sure that's it.
They just assume this wealthy businessman, of course, he's white. The colors.
Yeah. What was the 60s?
Yeah. Oh, geez.
No, but it's cool. And yeah, the big reveal at the end with, I like Coleman Domingo a lot. In fact, if they told me they cast him as a live action Norman Osborn, I'd be super happy with that too. So, although I know Matthew McConaughey's been batted around, as mentioned several times as a live action Norman Osborn.
That's interesting.
It'd be interesting. It'd be different, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. All right.
I want to get you there. I want to get you there, Spider-Man. I used to make fun of all the time how what was the movie he was in? The Dark Tower. Me and my buddies tease that all the time. The Stephen King adaptation with him and Idris Elba, where he's like in the trailer, he'd be like, "Evil always wins," and it seems like just the way he says it. It sounds like he has a lift. I don't know why, but it's always stuck with me.
All right. Well, back to the X-Men show. Well, let's get out of here, shall we? Well, first, I guess, Professor.
You're not going to promote my show?
Wait! You're forgetting your homework!
You're not promoting your show, my other shows?
Oh, sure. What's the homework first?
Watch the second episode of this series, the second episode of X-Men Evolution. That
Season
would be
2.
Power Surge, episode 2 of
Season
season
2,
2,
everybody.
Power Surge.
Power Surge. It's going to be about that Berserker character? Maybe.
No,
Probably.
Jean Grey.
Oh, okay. Well, is the Phoenix showing up?
I don't think so. I don't know if that actually happens in this series. Does it happen in the series?
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good if it didn't, just to give it a rest. Well, we saw the Phoenix in this episode, didn't we? We saw the Flaming Eagle.
That's true.
Uh-huh. Maybe that's it. Like, they just give it this one little nod and like never speak of it again.
Never speak of it again. We will never discuss this. That's really fun.
Y'all wanted the Phoenix again, didn't you? Well, you're not getting it.
We know what you want. Oh, you're not fucking getting it. Just like dangle it in front of your face. You know you want it. You ain't getting it, motherfuckers.
The Graphic Histories Podcast.
Hey, new episode dropped, as Devin mentioned, with Mark Oakley. Part 1 dropped today. Part 2 drops next Monday. And then after that, we have my chat with Jason Strutz, who's a pretty cool little comic creator. He makes some really cool stuff. He's got a Kickstarter coming out soon. And we get into he used to be a graphic designer. I used to work in a sign shop. Our lives are very parallel as far as how we've come. He, of course, is doing some really cool web comics and doing some cool Kickstarter stuff. So check all that out.
It lives on a very notorious mountain in Nova Scotia.
Ooh. Oh, that was Mark. So I was talking with Drew, Jason.
Oh.
The episode. Mark does, yes, live on a notorious. I meant to bring that up, but I didn't during the interview. It's not known for the nicest reasons.
No.
And the conversation's already going, well, as we went. So, yeah.
Nova Scotia has a sordid past at times.
I mean, every place does. But there's a particular family that grew up in North Mountain that
South Mountain.
South Mountain. Let's just say they didn't go too far out of their side of their gene pool when it came to the breeding options, and they're kind of a famous story amongst, and it's a true story about this certain family in Nova Scotia. But it's certainly not indicative of all Nova Scotians. There's
certainly not.
This thing happens in other places too.
Heavens no.
Heavens no. But like, if you YouTube and like watch, you ever watched any of the clips of that? Like on YouTube,
there was
a news story where people go talk to them and stuff
about it. Like,
oh, it's scary, man.
It's like a book, and in the back of it's like their whole family tree. Like,
yeah. Well, those of you who don't know, they're called the Goalers. You can go look them up. On
South Mountain is just called Goaler Mountain in Nova Scotia. That's what I knew it as.
There's a particularly disturbing clip of it wasn't like fucking horror movie shit where they're like murdering people or anything.
There's some pretty twisted shit, man. There's some twisted shit in that book.
But they were, there's a story of the guy going out to like talk to them, and there's some crazy footage of it. It's nuts.
Anyway, what a weird way to end this episode.
in incest and inbred families living in poverty on mountains.
Central Nova Scotia.
You in this? Yeah.
Well.
Goodbye.
Yeah, everyone played really well today.
Did we catch you?
I think we did pretty good. Next time.
Next time.
We're taking off. You riding or walking?